What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Smart Money Sundays. And I just want to emphasize the importance of paying attention to these episodes week in and week out. I know a lot of you do, and kudos to you because we're pretty much kind of spot on with the bias, guys. I mean, just go back and watch the last, I don't know, few weeks, 5 weeks, and listen to me talk about how I wanted price to trade down into this area. I haven't moved these lines, guys. You can go back and watch the old episodes. All right. And so, I'm not doing hindsight crap on here either. This is calling it out, projecting every Sunday. Just go back and watch for yourself how last week I told you Euro USD was going to die. We were going to take out this low, and I expected to see sensitivity within these two lines. Okay? So, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just saying, guys, like the value here, it's just a simple 10, 15-minute video every week on, I only break down EU, GU, and typically one other pair. But that's free value. And obviously I do a lot more analysis for VIP members throughout the week, but I get on here and I talk about a few pairs that I'm traditionally EU and GU. That's pretty much everyone's favorite pair, and I call out where I see price going. All right, where I want to see liquidity run. Okay, where I expect to see reactions from. Okay, and that gives an extreme advantage throughout the week as you're intraday trading. Okay, so go back to last week's episode where I told you this thing was going to die and that we were going to trade down into this gap. Okay, and then look at the reaction. Okay, obviously this was kind of the Russia-Ukraine situation with somewhat of that catalyst. Okay, but it's controlled. Okay, it's controlled. I predicted that it would die. Okay, and that it would trade into this area and have a reaction, have sensitivity. Okay, and then the Russia-Ukraine situation was merely the catalyst to do what price told us it was going to do. Okay, so this is just really powerful stuff, guys. The proof is in the pudding. This stuff is taught in our advanced smart money course. We also have obviously Wyckoff and supply and demand courses for more so kind of intraday scalping as well. But all of these kind of premises are taught in depth in the smart money course. So if you don't have that, you're going to want to have it in your arsenal. The things that we teach, allowing you to predict price as we do week in, week out. And I highly encourage you to watch last week's and the last few weeks' episodes if you don't believe me. So anyway, the here and now. Okay, obviously we had the reaction here as predicted. And you all know that ultimately we still want to dig down into this candle. Okay? Just because we have reactions, okay, it can present potential reversal opportunities. It doesn't mean it's going to be the bottom of the market. Okay, I've been saying that for a while. I don't expect this to be the bottom, although I expect sensitivity. Okay, I'm looking for us to refill this wick in here, 1.1. Okay, that's the ultimate objective. You all know that if you've been paying attention. Okay, but we had this reaction. If we hop back down to the daily time frame, now we can look at this structurally as low, high, low, and then obviously a run on the high, failed to break and close above the high, and then obviously a low here, a run on the low, failed to break the low, or close below the low, excuse me. So honestly, guys, what we're kind of working with here is an expanded range. You have your tight range, have the expansion on either side. Now we have 1, 2, 3 touches, 1, 2 touches. Okay, so I think we're, in a range. Okay, and so again, we have to keep in mind the ultimate objective here. So ultimately, we're still looking for sell opportunities down into 1.1, whereby we'll be looking for swing long opportunities. But until then, we can be looking for shorting opportunities. And within this established range now, I have a couple points of interest. Okay. Now, the first one is going to be our 8-hour up close here. It's below all of our EMAs, 4-hour daily, etc. Okay, but you know, we are in a range now. So what is this? This is the middle of the range. Okay, so this is not somewhere I would want to necessarily place a limit. Okay, if we're going to be expanding higher and lower to run the external liquidity of the range, then you don't want to get stuck in the middle, do you? So, you know, this is a POI, and that's fine for us to mark it off as a POI, and we can simply wait for time and price as price trades into this area. If it's in the right time of day and shows the right lower time frame signals, then obviously that's fine to take risk. But we have to keep in mind that we could expand back up into the outer boundary of the range here. Okay, and again, you know, this is still a POI. This is still a POI where we ran the equal highs. Okay, so this area of price up in here, this will be my secondary POI. And of course, with a ranging market, you know, you can't also rule out another run on the highs. Okay, so you can't rule out running this high and actually trading into our old POI here, the old low. Okay, so, you know, where we would like us to maintain within this high, because it ran the equal highs here, we would like this to be a protected high. Ultimately, it didn't trade into this low here. Okay, so I'm telling you, I would not be surprised to see this thing run up and really fake people out and then have its final destruction down into our level, whereby we'll be looking for longs. Okay, so I've given you 3 areas. Okay, our initial in the middle of the range. Okay, if we just want to pop up a little bit, start the week, and then roll over. I've given you a secondary point of interest here. Okay, within the wick that ran the equal highs, and I've given you a third point of interest. Okay, so we have 3 levels that would be reasonable, logical levels to be looking for selling opportunities. We have our final objective here. Okay, so that is my outlook on Euro USD. Just the power of smart money trading, the power of precision, the power of sticking to your guts and your bias. Okay, so let's hop over to GBP USD. Okay, similar stuff, guys, similar stuff. I also told you that I thought this was going to open up and die last week. And surely enough, it did. Okay, obviously we were in VIP, we caught sells down, ran the liquidity here beneath this low. Okay, but what gives me conviction also with Euro USD is for another higher time frame extension to the downside is that these lows are going to get wrecked here on GU. Okay, so that would mean more dollar strength. Okay, so what I'm looking at quite simply here on GU is for opening price Sunday, trade up, trade higher. Obviously we have that weekly inefficiency here that I would like us to scale in off of. We're below the daily 50 EMA, we're below the 4-hour 50 EMA. Okay, so I'd like us to kind of trickle up, trade into this old low, the prior week's low, 4-hour 50 EMA, and then go ahead and run this liquidity to the downside. Okay, so, you know, just an extreme sell-off, we've got to kind of rebalance ourselves here. Can't just move in an inefficient manner in a straight line down into this liquidity. Got to grab more orders beginning of the week, and then hopefully melt going into the latter half of the week down into these lows here at 1.3170. Okay, 1.3170. Looking for selling opportunities into 1.3170. Okay, this is where we would like to deliver. Okay, so with that in mind, if we have an objective, we then look to trade intraday alongside that bias, alongside that objective, given the right price action and time and price. Okay, can't stress time and price enough. We have an entire video dedicated to time and price, specific times of day where we're looking for specific price action. Okay, so that is GBP USD, what I'm looking at coming into the week. And as usual, I like to throw one more at you guys in addition to EU and GU. Let's go ahead and do, whoops, not USHEF. Let's do USD CAD. All right, so USD CAD, okay. This is one I would like to see ultimately run up. As you can see, high, low, expecting another high. This is going to be my objective, 1.3150, okay? High, low, high. 1.3150 is my objective, okay? And so I really did like this down close candle here, okay? And price just never really wanted to retrace down into it, okay? And so what I'm expecting coming into this week is, now that we've run these guys here, okay? Now that we've run these guys out, I'm expecting a run on all the liquidity resting beneath all the lows here, okay? And I'm expecting us to dig into this down close right here, and then I'm expecting a further run to the upside in alignment with dollar strength, okay? So again, push down on UCAD for an ultimate push up on EU, push up on GU for an ultimate push down in alignment with the bias. Okay, so 2 hour candle here, and I'm not going to get, go all the way down through the time frames, but I would suggest that you take this 2 hour candle and you hop on down, do a little work, and hop on down to the lower time frames and scale in for precision, as there is some good looking lower time frame price action within these higher time frame candles here. Okay, but that's what I'm expecting. Okay, I'm expecting a run down, trade into this down close for an ultimate push up here on UCAD. Okay, it's very simple. All right, so that'll wrap it up for today's episode. Really hope you guys are enjoying this. I don't have to do this. I just, I like to get on here and, project where I think price is going for the week. And am I always right? No. Okay. But I get on here every week, and oftentimes, and you can simply go back and watch the episodes, oftentimes what we're looking to happen ultimately does happen. Okay. So it's free value for you guys. Really hope you're paying attention and taking notes. And just mark the levels off, guys, and see how price responds to these certain levels, and try to understand my logic behind, why I designate certain levels as POIs and certain levels as delivery targets. Okay, so another episode in the books. Have a great week trading, safe trading, and we'll talk to you this time next week. Thanks.